Welcome to Horse Race Part 3, adding multiple rounds of racing. Today we're going to jump right in and allow our horses to run multiple races. So you'll see here on refresh that we have all three horses racing. We detect the loser horse, but then start a new round with the remaining active horses until we have an ultimate winner. So here I have a fork of the previous lesson's demo, and as a refresher, you'll see that we're able to detect the loser horse. Yay, green lost. Now today's focus is going to be on repeating races until we have the ultimate winner. Right now, if I use GS Dev Tools to replay the race, it's just going to give me the same race again, and it's not going to reset the loser horse, and that's not what we want. We want to be able to automatically generate a new race with a fresh winner. So I'm going to go over here and get rid of GS Dev Tools for now. We don't really need it anymore. And right after we find the loser horse, I'm going to restart or build another race. And I'm going to do that using GSAP.delayedCall, which means we're just going to wait 1 second, and then we're going to call the build race function again, which is what got our race started in the first place. So just keep in mind, whenever you add new functionality, you usually introduce some new bugs. So let's see what's going to happen here. Some of it's going to work. We still have a race running. The loser animates away. And then we sit here sort of puzzled at what's going on here. There's just like horses moving in weird ways. They're only moving to the right and spinning, and they're not moving all the way across the track. Well, the reason for this is that in our build race function, we have a two-tween that takes the horse from its existing position and moves it to an X of 600. Well, once the race has already been run, the horses are all at an X of 600, except the loser horse, which is moved over to the right, and that's why you'll see some horses moving back to the left and doing all this weird stuff over here. So we got the race to sort of rerun again, but we introduced this weird bug. So what we're going to do is change this two-tween to a from two-tween, which means we can set our starting values as X of 0, and now the next time I run, what we should hopefully see is that when we build a new race, that the horses do go back to 0. So green lost and also went back to the beginning, but at least you'll see all of the horses move back to the beginning and everything seems to be sort of working. The big problem here is that the loser horses are still in the race, and we want to get rid of that. So next, we're going to identify the remaining active horses. To do this, we're going to give each horse an active class and then remove it when they lose the round. We're going to start off in the HTML by giving all the horses a class of active. And then down here in the JavaScript, we're only going to select the active horses when we build a new race. So I'm going to add .horse.active to this selector here. And in order for this to work, whenever a horse loses, we're also going to remove the active class from it. So here we've selected the loser, we're animating it, and we're also going to say, hey, you know what? Loser.ClassList.remove, and we're going to remove the active class. So now let's give this a fresh run, and let's see what happens. We should get a little bit closer to what we want. You'll see now that the horses are racing. We have a loser, but the loser does not reset. The red one stays there, and now we have our winner. So the next piece of logic that we need to add now is we need to make sure that once we find a winner, we don't replay the race again. So what's happened here is that all these horses have their active class removed. Remember, in the HTML, we started out by hard coding the active class in there, and I'm just going to do a right click and inspect, and you'll see now that all the horses only have a class of horse. They no longer have a class of active. So let's close this out and let's watch the race one more time because I want to make it clear that right now we have a little issue with the last horse actually losing. So there we have the blue horse lost, and now we're going to see that the red horse loses, And we really don't want to run a race when there's only one horse. And you'll see that that horse also lost. And the reason for that is that we always just keep building new races after every race. And when there's one horse left, that horse's tween's duration is going to be the race's duration because it's the only tween or horse in the race. And that's why the green horse lost on the last round, even though he wasn't racing anybody. So before we build a new race, we want to make sure there's at least more than one horse left. And if there's only one horse left, well, then we're going to give him the prize or have him win. So we'll wrap up by detecting the end of the race. So what I'm going to do is just take out this delayed call here, and I'm going to paste in some code that checks the number of horses we have before building a new race. Let me just make this window a touch smaller so that we can actually see this on one line. Here, we're selecting all the active horses and seeing if their length or number of active horses is greater than 1. If we have more than one horse, we're just going to build a new race. Or else we'll determine that the race is over. So let me go over here, pop open my console, let's clear it out, and that usually triggers a new race to start or a new load. And now we'll see, okay, blue loses, and then, green isn't doing too well. Green loses, and we'll see we have race over, and our red horse did not go back to the beginning and race again. So our logic here is working great. Now I want to point out one thing, and that's that the delayed call has a duration of 1. When the race is over and we call restart, remember we're going through all the children to find the loser, and that loser is animating for 1 second as it moves over to the right and sort of fades out. And pretty much at the same time, we're running this code here. So this delayed call of 1 gives the loser animation enough time to play. So if we determine that the race is over, we're then going to add a tween here that's going to select the only active horse. Remember, there's only going to be one left if there isn't more than one. And we're going to have it do a little dance where it rotates a bit, and we're also going to delay that by 1. You'll notice the transform origin is 23%, 100%, and that just means that we're going to go in 23% and down 100% so we can rotate sort of perfectly around its back leg there. So with that in place, let's fire up our final race, and now we should have all horses race until we have one winner. Ooh, green didn't make it. This is going to be it. I don't think blue's going to do well. And then, woo, nay! What do you know? We have a multi-round horse race totally driven by JavaScript and the power of the GSAP API. And what I love about this is that we can go into the HTML, remember, and I can select 2 of these horses here. I can paste them right here. I can run, and now I have a 5-horse race. I'm gonna bet on red to be the overall winner. Oh, red's still in it. Red's still in it. And no, I did not watch this in advance. Oh, red is out. I picked the wrong horse. And now what are we going to see? It's down to green and blue, and green wins. How flexible and awesome is that? I think it's very, very for both. So hopefully these little bite-sized lessons have opened your eyes to all new ways of tapping into the GSAP API and building things that go beyond just simple timeline animations. In the final lesson, we'll add a start button so that you can start the race when you want. I think I'm going to pick green to be the overall winner. Let's see what happens. Oh no! Well, here you'll see that after this horse wins, that a reset button comes on, and that's going to allow us to reset the horses to their starting position and start another round. You know what? I'm going to put $1,000 on red winning the whole thing. Ooh, so much fun! Ah, I was right. Hey, it looks like you owe me $1,000. Ha 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 ha! If you love lessons like this, check out this next video. It gives an overview of 99 bonus lessons all my students get when they join Creative Coding Club. See you in the next video.